Imagine standing at the edge of a storm. The winds howl, the sky darkens, and everything around you trembles. The air is thick with uncertainty, and every instinct within you says, run, hide, panic. But in the midst of the chaos, there is another voice, a whisper, not of fear, but of stillness. A voice that says, be calm. Pressure is like that storm. It comes in different forms: deadlines, decisions, conflicts, crises. It arrives when you least expect it and demands a response. Some collapse under its weight, others are paralyzed by fear. And then there are those who remain unmoved, like a mountain in the middle of a raging tempest. What makes the difference? Is it strength? Is it intelligence? It is something deeper, something more powerful: calmness. The world teaches that pressure must be fought, escaped, or surrendered to. But what if I told you that the key to overcoming pressure is not in fighting it, but in understanding it? What if I told you that the greatest power is not in reacting, but in remaining still? What if I told you that true calmness under pressure is not just possible, it is within you, waiting to be unlocked? Keynotes on staying calm under pressure. Understanding the source of pressure. Pressure is often an illusion created by fear and uncertainty. Recognizing its roots helps in mastering it. The power of perspective. Seeing beyond the moment changes how you experience stress. Perspective turns panic into peace, slowing down the storm within. External chaos does not have to translate into internal chaos. Mastery over the mind leads to calmness. The strength of stillness. True power is not in reacting, but in pausing, breathing, and moving with wisdom, trusting the greater plan. Anxiety is often born from a lack of trust. Knowing that every situation has purpose dissolves fear. Speaking peace into the moment. Words create reality. Declaring peace in stressful moments alters the atmosphere. Expanded explanation of the first key point. Pressure is not the enemy, it is the revealer. It does not create fear. It exposes what already exists within you. When the weight of responsibility, expectation, or uncertainty presses against your chest, what rises up from within? Some crumble, others rage, some flee, while others freeze. Why? Because pressure forces a response from what is already inside you. The issue is not the situation, but how you interpret it. The mind has a way of magnifying what it fears. It takes the unknown and paints it in the darkest shades of possibility. A simple challenge becomes an insurmountable mountain. A moment of stress feels like the end of the world. But here is the secret. Pressure is only as powerful as the weight you give it. It is an opportunity to discover what controls you. If fear governs your heart, pressure will unleash it. If peace is your foundation, no storm will shake you. Consider the story of two men caught in the same storm. One panics, the other remains still. What is the difference? The storm is the same, but their perspectives are different. One sees destruction, the other sees an opportunity for resilience. One sees an ending, the other sees a lesson. This is where power is found, not in avoiding pressure, but in transforming how you experience it. When you stand before a challenge, ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? Is it failure? Is it the unknown? Is it the loss of control? Understanding your fear weakens its grip. The moment you recognize that pressure is not a force against you, but a force revealing you, you begin to take authority over it. You realize that fear only has as much power as you allow. And in that realization, calmness is born. Key point 2, the power of perspective determines everything. Two people can experience the exact same event, yet their responses can be worlds apart. One sees disaster, the other sees opportunity. One is crushed under the weight of pressure, the other rises because of it. It is not the event that determines their fate, but the lens through which they see it. Pressure is often a test of vision. It is not the storm that makes a man tremble, but his perception of it. A person who believes that every trial is the end of the road will always panic when challenges arise. But another who sees trials as stepping stones to something greater will find strength where others find weakness. What you see determines what you feel, and what you feel determines how you act. The key to staying calm under pressure is to shift your perspective, to see beyond the moment, beyond the chaos, beyond the fear. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain. From that vantage point, it looks massive, intimidating, impossible to climb. Every rock, every crevice, every jagged edge seems like an obstacle too great to overcome. The mountain feels like a force standing against you, something that seeks to break you. But now imagine yourself standing at the top of that same mountain, looking down. The view is different. From above, the obstacles that once seemed overwhelming are now small details in the journey. The climb was difficult, but now you see the path clearly. You see how each step led to the next, how what once felt impossible was simply a matter of endurance and perspective. Pressure works the same way. In the moment, when you're at the base of the mountain, all you see are the challenges ahead. The weight of the situation feels unbearable. But if you could see beyond it, if you could step back and look at the situation from a higher perspective, you would realize that this moment of pressure is not meant to crush you, but to shape you. It is not an enemy. It is a teacher. History is filled with people who faced overwhelming pressure, yet emerged victorious because of how they saw their situation. Some of the greatest leaders, inventors, and visionaries of all time encountered seemingly insurmountable obstacles, but they did not see failure. They saw growth. They did not see roadblocks. They saw redirections. They did not see pressure as a force meant to destroy them, but as the very fire that refined them. The difference was never in their circumstances, but in their perspective. Even nature teaches this lesson. Consider how a diamond is formed. It begins as an ordinary piece of carbon, buried deep within the earth. Under immense pressure and heat, the carbon is transformed, its molecular structure rearranged, its impurities burned away. The process is not easy. It takes time. It takes intensity. But the result is something unbreakable, something valuable, something radiant. Without pressure, there would be no diamond. Without the fire, there would be no refinement. What if your pressures, your struggles, your challenges were not meant to break you, but to refine you? What if the weight you feel pressing against you is not there to crush you, but to shape you into something greater? When you face pressure, the natural response is to focus on the immediate discomfort, the stress, the uncertainty. But what if instead you asked a different question? Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Instead of seeing a trial as a curse, see it as a classroom. Instead of seeing pressure as the end, see it as a doorway to something greater. The way you frame the situation will determine your experience of it. Perspective also changes your emotional response. Fear, anxiety, and panic thrive in the absence of vision. When you cannot see beyond the moment, every challenge feels permanent. Every failure feels final. But the moment you widen your perspective, fear begins to lose its grip. When you remember that life is bigger than this moment, that you have survived challenges before and will survive this one too, you regain control. You remember that the pressure you feel now will not last forever, that time moves forward, and that you will emerge from this stronger than before. This is why wisdom is so powerful. Those who have lived long enough understand this principle well. They have faced battles, endured storms, and walked through fire. But they have also seen the other side. They know that pressure does not last. They know that what once seemed unbearable became the very thing that strengthened them. They have the advantage of hindsight, of seeing how each challenge shaped them into who they are today. But you do not have to wait until years have passed to gain this wisdom. You can choose to shift your perspective now. The next time pressure rises, take a step back. Look beyond the moment. See the situation not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. Key number 3, the storm outside does not have to become the storm within. Pressure is inevitable. Challenges will come, deadlines will loom, and unexpected situations will arise. But external chaos does not have to create internal chaos. The ability to stay calm under pressure is not about controlling the world around you, but about mastering the world within you. Most people react to pressure without thinking. When stress rises, the mind races, fear takes over, and emotions spiral. The body tenses, the heart pounds, and panic sets in. But the key to staying calm is to slow the storm inside. Instead of reacting, you must learn to pause. A moment of stillness can change everything. It gives you the space to observe your thoughts rather than be controlled by them. Fear thrives on speed. It makes you believe you must act immediately without thinking. But wisdom is found in slowing down, in creating space between the pressure and your response. Breathing is a powerful tool to slow the storm within. When you are in panic mode, your breath becomes shallow and rapid, signaling danger to your body. But when you take slow, deep breaths, you send a message to your nervous system that you are safe. This calms the body, clears the mind, and restores control. The simple act of breathing with intention can shift your entire state. Posture also plays a role. When overwhelmed, the body contracts, shoulders tighten, muscles stiffen, and you shrink inward. This physical reaction reinforces stress, but when you stand tall, relax your muscles, and release tension, you communicate confidence and calmness to your mind. Your body and mind are connected. How you carry yourself affects how you feel. Words shape your experience. In moments of pressure, what you say to yourself matters. If you say, "This is too much, I can't handle it," you reinforce panic. But if you declare, "I am calm, I am in control, I will overcome this," your mind aligns with that truth. Speaking peace into the moment shifts your inner atmosphere, changing how you experience pressure. Pressure does not have to dictate your state. The storm may rage, but you do not have to be moved by it. When you slow the storm within through breath, awareness, posture, and words, you reclaim control. True calmness is not found in the absence of pressure, but in mastering your response to it. Key 4. Only 400. Your focus determines your experience. In moments of pressure, where you place your attention shapes how you respond. If you fixate on the problem, the stress, and the potential for failure, pressure will overwhelm you. But if you shift your focus to solutions, possibilities, and what you can control, you regain your power. Pressure intensifies when your mind gets trapped in the what-ifs of fear. What if I fail? What if this goes wrong? What if I can't handle it? These thoughts magnify stress because they place your focus on things outside of your control. But true calmness comes when you focus only on what is within your power, the present moment, your actions, your choices. The key to staying calm under pressure is learning to redirect your focus. Instead of dwelling on the weight of the situation, focus on the next step. Instead of worrying about the worst-case scenario, focus on the best course of action. This shift in attention changes your emotional state. Anxiety thrives in uncertainty, but confidence grows in clarity. When you choose to focus on solutions rather than problems, fear loses its grip. Your body follows your focus. When your mind fixates on stress, your body reacts accordingly. Your muscles tense, your breathing shortens, and your energy drains. But when you focus on solutions and steady yourself, your body responds with relaxation, clarity, and controlled action. Where your mind goes, your body follows. This principle is seen in high-performance athletes, military leaders, and great decision makers. They do not allow pressure to cloud their judgment because they train their minds to focus only on what matters. A professional athlete under pressure does not think about failing. They focus on the next move, the execution, the goal. A soldier in a critical moment does not dwell on fear. They focus on the mission, the strategy, and the action required. The same principle applies to you. When pressure rises, take control of your focus. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? What is within my control? What is the next step? By directing your mind toward productive action rather than fear, you transform pressure from something overwhelming into something you can navigate with confidence. Pressure does not break those who master their focus. It strengthens them. Key 5, your mind is the battlefield, and your thoughts determine whether you win or lose under pressure. What you think in moments of stress shapes how you respond. If your mind is filled with fear, doubt, and panic, pressure will crush you. But if your thoughts are disciplined, focused, and filled with confidence, you will stand firm no matter the challenge. The problem is that most people let their thoughts run unchecked. When pressure rises, their mind immediately jumps to the worst case scenario. They think, I can't handle this, everything is falling apart, or what if I fail? These, though, your mind is the battlefield, and your thoughts determine whether you win or lose under pressure. What you think in moments of stress shapes how you respond. If your mind is filled with fear, doubt, and panic, pressure will crush you. But if your thoughts are disciplined, focused, and filled with confidence, you will stand firm no matter the challenge. The problem is that most people let their thoughts run unchecked. When pressure rises, their mind immediately jumps to the worst case scenario. They think, I can't handle this, everything is falling apart, or what if I fail? These thoughts create an emotional reaction, fear, stress, and anxiety, which then leads to poor decisions and more pressure. It becomes a cycle. Negative thoughts lead to negative emotions, which lead to poor responses, which create even more stress. But there is a way to break this cycle. The key is to take control of your thoughts before they take control of you. When pressure comes, you must become aware of what you are thinking. Instead of letting fear dictate your mindset, challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Is it based on truth or just fear? Fear magnifies problems beyond reality. But when you take a step back and analyze your thoughts, you regain control. Replace fear with truth. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, remind yourself, I have handled challenges before, and I will handle this too. Instead of dwelling on failure, focus on growth. This is an opportunity to learn and strengthen myself. Words have power, and the words you tell yourself shape your experience. Speak calmness into your mind. Speak strength into your situation. Speak clarity into the chaos. Your mind follows what it is trained to believe. If you constantly dwell on fear, your mind will expect failure. But if you train it to focus on confidence, solutions, and resilience, you will naturally respond to pressure with strength. The battlefield is in your mind. Win the battle there, and pressure will no longer control you. Instead, you will control how you respond, and that is where true power, key 6. The people you surround yourself with determine how you handle pressure. No one succeeds in isolation, and no one stands strong alone for long. In times of pressure, the voices around you either strengthen you or weaken you. They either remind you of your resilience or feed your fears. The right support system is not just a comfort, it is a source of power. Pressure feels heavier when you carry it alone. When challenges arise, stress increases when there is no one to turn to, no one to provide perspective, no one to remind you of the strength you already possess. But the moment you have the right people around you, those who encourage you, bring clarity, and help you see beyond the moment, the weight becomes lighter. The storm does not disappear, but you are no longer standing in it alone. The voices you listen to shape your mindset. If you surround yourself with people who panic, complain, or magnify problems, their fear will become your fear. But if you stay close to those who are calm, wise, and solution-oriented, their strength will become your strength. The mind absorbs what it hears, and the words of others influence how you think. Choose wisely who speaks into your life, especially in moments of pressure. Great leaders, athletes, and high achievers all have strong support systems. They have mentors, coaches, or friends who challenge them to stay focused when stress rises. They do not try to carry the burden alone. They seek advice, perspective, and encouragement. This is not weakness. It is wisdom. Even the strongest individuals draw strength from those around them. When pressure mounts, do not isolate yourself. Reach out to those who bring clarity. Seek counsel from those who have faced similar battles and overcome them. Surround yourself with those who remind you of your ability to endure, grow, and succeed. Their presence will steady you, their words will strengthen you, and their belief in you will fuel your own confidence. You were never meant to handle pressure alone. The right people can turn pressure from something that breaks you into something that builds you. Choose your circle wisely, and you will find that even in the hardest moments, you are never without strength. Conclusion of the speech: pressure does not define you. It does not control you. It is only the stage upon which you reveal who you truly are. The storm will come, but storms do not last forever. What lasts is the strength within you, the peace you cultivate, the trust you carry, and the perspective you hold. You do not have to fight the storm. You do not have to fear the pressure. You have been given the ability to rise above it, to stand still while the winds rage, to walk in peace when the world trembles, to see beyond the moment into the greater purpose behind it. The next time pressure comes knocking at your door, do not answer with fear. Answer with calmness. Speak peace into the moment. Stand firm, knowing that you are not a victim of pressure. You are the master of it. And in that mastery, you will find freedom